Does it drive you crazy if you've got one of these mould frames that sometimes you want to mould something that's just like an in-between size? Because clearly that's going to be too long. That's too short. Yeah, I know you can buy this mould. I've got several of them. He's just here to demonstrate. So my little buddy here is going to help me show you this idea that I had. So we've got these mould frames. I recently asked on my community tab how many of you had got these, and it seemed that well over half of the people who replied had either got one or were thinking of getting one. I think it was more like about 60% in total across the two, so I thought, right, this is worth doing. I have spoken to some of the manufacturers and suppliers of such mould frames, and nobody seemed interested in doing these pieces in a half size. So enter my friend Finn, who's got a 3D printer, and look what we have here. This is the prototype. Now, because it's 3D printed, there is a bit of a texture on the inside, but that's going to be the outside of our mould, so I don't care. He's also done them for that the one that you can stack that I bought from, I think, was it Temu? So we've got prototypes for that as well. But I thought I'd show you. As you can see, he's written on the inside. These are very much prototypes, so we're going to see if they work. Get it up the right way. And as you see, he's done these so that these will stack as well, which is a good idea. I didn't prompt that. So let's have a go and see if it works. And then I want you, please, 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 tell me what you think. Is there some mileage in this idea? Because if so, I can arrange for Finn to print us a load, and I don't think they're going to be hideously expensive. Obviously they'll all be printed to order, so you know, it's not like mass producing prices, but I can't imagine they're going to cost a lot. It's more about his time to print them and set it all up, really. I don't know, I really don't know what's involved with 3D printing. I think the original design is probably the biggest job. Well, they definitely fit. He's got some of my original parts to make sure that they did. Now, as you know, with these sort of frames, you often do get just a little tiny bit of leakage, but that should be no different with these parts to what the rest of the frame is, really. There you go, look, see? Perfect. Now, I'm going to try it. I'm actually going to put these to the test and we'll see what this surface here looks like. Because on one he's written that he's printed it horizontally and the other he's printed it vertically, so then he wants to know which looks best. So we're going to get some silicone out and we're going to give this a try. So while that's heating up, I'll mix up my silicone. I'm going to be using the Resin one, which is my kind of go-to one if I want it to be translucent anyway, which usually I do, so it's pretty much my go-to one. Recently NicPro have sent me one of their mould frames. In fact, some of these parts are from their mould frame and some are from Resin, because they are exactly the same design. So I've now got two Resin and one NicPro that will all interchange the parts, which is really handy. So I'm going to get the silicone mixed up, and as soon as the glue gun's heated up, we will stick the little dragon down and the frame. Now, you probably know that I very often use just a bit of silicone to stick everything down, but that does involve waiting for it to cure for a couple of hours, whereas the glue gun doesn't. It's just that I find the silicone easier to clean up, but we'll go with the glue gun today. Right, yes, as you can see, NicPro's silicone that I've been using sometimes lately is green, and there's some of it all over my little mould frame still. Just make sure there's none on the inside. I'll have a good clean up later. Right, oh, here we go. The glue gun's starting to squirt, so it must be happy. So we're going to go all around the base of the little dragon, and we're going to stick him down. Now, it's just a sheet of tracing paper, actually, I'm sticking this down onto. I just didn't want to stick it down onto my silicone mat because silicone sticks to silicone. I have found with these purple mats, actually, it does come off, but I didn't want to risk it. Right, and let's pour this in. So this is what we're testing, these bits, and as I said earlier, I very much need your opinion. If you've got one of these sets or are thinking of buying one, would you be interested in these, granted if the price is sensible? Now if you've already got one, you've probably found this same infuriating problem that I have about this in between sizes, because you end up wasting a huge amount of silicone and you end up with whopping big moulds that you just, yeah, they work, but it's just annoying that you've wasted so much silicone. Now, I know most of you will have, and I still do, trawled around the house trying to find little pots and tubs and things that you can just make these in. Old margarine tubs and things like that are great. I do that a lot still. But these frames are just so versatile, and this I think will add an extra layer of versatility. What do you think? And I'm thinking if we do go ahead and make these, if there is enough demand for me to commission Finn to make a load for us, I'm thinking offering them in sets of, oh this is leaking, I'm thinking offering them in sets of 4. I obviously didn't stick that down very well, did I? It's leaking all round. It's me and the glue, I'm just not very good with the glue. Right, I'm going to put something heavy on this and hope for the best. So, I will see you when that's all cured up. Right, well, note to self, don't use tracing paper to stand it on. It crinkled. And I did get a little bit of leakage from underneath. But yeah, other than that, yeah, oh, this looks good. Let's see. Certainly no leakage from the new parts. Yeah. Okay, it's just a little bit got in between there. Very little tiny bit. No more than you get in between the parts of the normal frame anyway. Just that little bit of a film, that's all. So let's have a look at the sides of the mould. Get your little, yeah, so you can see where, because it's been 3D printed, I don't know if you can see that as the light's catching it there. You've got like a nice sunny morning in my craft room today. Yeah, you've got a little bit of a texture. I honestly don't think it matters which, do you? Anyway, let's get this little guy out and then let me know what you think, people. I really do need to know. I'm going to get Finn to make me some of these anyway. Some of those little parts, but what do you think? Shall I get him to make a batch and maybe get some put in my store? I don't know, maybe pre-order if you're going to fancy some. I mean, I'm thinking they're going to work out at like, I don't know, £2 or £3 each. They're not going to be hideously expensive. It's as much as time as anything else. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I will talk to Finn. Comments below, people. Is this something, am I onto something here? This is something that's been driving me crazy for a while, so, you know, it's sure something I wanted for me, but do you want me to share? i.e. and get them in my store. I could carry a very small stock and they could be made to order even, so, you know, there's no trouble to do it. Let me know what you think. Well done, Finn. And I don't think it matters which way he prints these, horizontal or vertical. I think both of those sides are fine because it's on the outside of your mould. It really doesn't matter. So whichever he fancies printing, whichever's quickest and easiest, if it makes any difference. Right, okay, I'll stop waffling now. See you for the next video, everyone. But please, 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 yes, put comments down below. Is this a thing that we should be stocking? See you soon then. Bye.